so much, guys. It's been absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
Hey, Margie.
Hello, Gwen. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am making it. First of all, I want to send condolences out to Letriana, Terry Brown, and all of her family and friends, and all the loved ones of Miss Judy Bernardo, Judy K. Bernardo, Terry.
There you
And
go.
we miss her. She's been gone for a week and 3 days now, and we so miss her. So
Yes.
keep Letriana, who is the owner of, she's the umbrella over all of our shows, and we just miss Miss Judy.
Yes, we
Mama,
do.
Mama Judy is what we called her. She
Yes.
adopted everybody and loved everybody, and we just wanted to make sure we said that at the beginning of the show.
Exactly. We miss you. Well, we haven't been able to get all our videos to download, but would you like me to play the one we do?
Sure. Let's start off playing videos. Let me tell everybody, first of all, we are in the historic town of 96. We only have 2 red lights, but apparently this is a very busy traffic time after 5. But we're going to talk a little bit about the history and a little bit about the mystery. We were supposed to be in Edgefield today, but that got rescheduled until next week. So we'll have a very interesting guest next week. So we decided to wait and do that one. So you're going to love 96. If you've ever been or if you haven't been, let us know what you like about 96. But yeah, go ahead and play that video and we'll go from there.
All right, here you go.
They roll up the sidewalk when the sun is going down. Yes, that's the way they do it in most little country towns. There's a world outside the county line where most of my friends have gone. But this is my hometown, the only place that I call home. And my roots are planted deep here in these hills.
That was good, Margie.
Well,
Margie made that.
A little taste of 96. And yeah, I think we got the busiest spot there is in the middle of town.
You do.
Wow, it's all these big trucks coming by. But you know, I take my hat off to the truckers because if not for them, we wouldn't have food.
There you go.
So I wanted to just, we are a Revolutionary War town. We're a very historic town. And so many people ask, well, how did 96 get its name? And I've heard so many different scenarios and stories, but actually nobody knows how 96 got its name. A lot of people believe that it was named because whenever they were doing, there goes my bus driver by the road. But a lot of people say that whenever they were doing surveying of the land of 96, that there were a lot of 9s and 6s and 9s and 6s, you know, along the roads and the waterwork or where they were going to put the roads and all. So that's a scenario, but I like the legend. So instead of doing all history and then all mystery, I'm going to change it up a little bit today. And we'll just mix the mystery with the history. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Good. Well, the mystery is there was says I'm is a queen of born of the Choctaw tribe and free, and she was taken slave by Cherokee Chief Karuga and given to his wife because she could not have children. And she grew up as a Cherokee, not knowing she was Choctaw. But when she grew up, there was a trading post at Star Fort, which is a Revolutionary War site, and Katichi would go with the warriors because her daddy was chief, and she would travel from the Kiowa village, Kiowa Cherokee village, which is now underwater, and it's in Oconee County. It is now known as Kiowa Toxaway. And I just want to throw this out too. We did not live in teepees. The Native Americans of South Carolina lived in thatched huts made of brick and straw and dirt and rocks and things like that. So one evening, she overheard the Cherokee warriors planning to attack her white man love, which was actually forbidden. But they were planning to attack and kill him and take the trading post. So she overheard him doing that. And then one of the warriors spoke up and said, "Hey, that's the chief's daughter. We can't be doing that because she loves this guy." And he just kind of went, "Oh, well, she's not even Cherokee anyway." So all in one night, she finds out she's not originally from that tribe. It's not her bloodline. She didn't know that. And they're going to kill the love of her life. So she got on a horse and rode what she thought and counted was 96 miles as the crow flies. And she came down here and told Alan Francis what was going to happen. And he fled. He took all his stuff and he fled. And when she got back home, she tried to sneak back in. Well, the Cherokee knew and found out that it was her, that it was Issaquena and Katichi. Both are the same name, just different tribes. But they found out that she was the one who told him and warned him. So a couple of the warriors chased her on horseback to Walhalla from Kiowa village, which was not far, but they chased her, and she left her horse at the top and she jumped over a waterfall. Hence is the Issaquena Falls, if you're familiar with that. But she landed on a ledge, and Alan Francis met her there, and they lived happily ever after. We have to end the folklore right with happily ever after.
There you
But
go.
and that's just a legend, and that's the short version. But it's up there near Stump House Tunnel, also in Oconee County. But yeah, that's the legend of how 96 got its name. Between here and there's 6 and 20 Mile Creek, 6 Mile, South Carolina, and so forth and so on. But yeah, so that's the legend of how 96 got its name. And that is, so nobody really knows. But the stories are good and fun and a little mysterious, and that throws some mystery in there with the history. What do you think?
They do. Well, there's also one about 96 miles from something. But I don't know either.
Yeah, from the Kiowa village, the Cherokee Kiowa village.
Yeah. So
yeah. So throw some pictures up if you. Oh, let me introduce you first. I know your name's up there, but ladies and gentlemen, this is my producer of this show and of several other shows as well. I hope you can hear me with all this traffic. I have never seen as much traffic in 96.
They knew you were coming out.
Oh, wow. I don't know about that because they're passing me by. They're probably thinking, what is that crazy lady doing just talking to her phone in the gazebo? But this is Gwen Johns. She is the most phenomenal producer on the internet.
Oh, she's so sweet.
And she does it as a hobby. How about that? Yeah. And we love her and she loves us. And she is a very gifted, a very talented, very intellectual, and a very beautiful soul. And a beautiful person.
Thank you so much.
So we're on the All Access Network.
Yes.
And I do need to say also a disclaimer. We do not own the rights to the song that was played with that the songs that are being played with any of these videos. And this is just for entertainment purposes only. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we may do things you believe, some things you don't. But this is just a fun show. It's history, mystery, and sweet tea.
Yes, it is.
So you've already gotten a little bit of history in the 1700s. It's when 96 first came about. And then later on, it was changed to the name of Cambridge because they brought a Cambridge college here. That didn't work out too well because we're out in the boonies.
Yeah.
And so they changed it back to 96, which we like. And there's also an 84 Pennsylvania that I found out about. So we have, maybe one day we'll do a show on odd names for towns. How about that?
There you go. Well, I'm going to pop one up. This is Margie's tour bus. And it should be popping up. Let's see. There we go. And she does tours.
Yeah. Hello, Boo. My bus's name is Boo because the most popular tours that we do are the ghost tours. But we do custom tours, we do church tours, we do birthday party tours, we do destination tours, we can take you to historic sites. So unless you really prefer the ghost stories, we do so much more. So I wanted everybody to know that.
Right.
We've done a birthday party for an 8-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 60-year-old. And on November the 7th, we're doing a tour for an 80-year-old lady who's a native of 96. And she wants to go around to her old home place and all with her brothers and sisters and her siblings. And so that's what we're going to do, and then take them to Red Lobster to eat. So we can do whatever kind of tour you like. But the way Hourglass Tours came about is I've always loved to write. I wrote my first poem and when I was in the 7th grade. And then after all of my kids graduated high school, my first book was published, Ghost Stories of Uptown Greenwood. The second was The Apparitions of Abbeville. And
see, I've got one picture.
Yeah, they're in a series of the history and mystery of the South Carolina Lakelands. It has an educational component. I've spoken a few times at Greenwood High School, Belton Honeypath Middle School, 96 High School, Rotary Clubs, the Lions Club, and a lot of other places. So if you need a speaker, I am available. And I've also teamed up with Regal Hall and Family Spirit International. I do some stuff with them, and they do some stuff with me.
Yes.
Paranormal Society of Savannah. So we're a hodgepodge of everything.
And we love to get together and do stuff and dress up.
Oh yeah, we'll never grow up. Our circle of friends will never grow up.
Nope.
We have costumes, we have regalia. I recently just got my family's Native American card.
So did I.
That's been 4 years in the making. So thank goodness.
Yes. And that's thanks to Lee Triana.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Mama Judy.
And Mama Judy, yes.
And Chief Nelson, yes.
Yes.
So you want to pop another picture up?
Well, here's one that's coming up. You can explain.
Oh, I'm so excited. We have every year a scarecrow contest in 96. Yes. And our goal is to have 96 scarecrows. The number 96 scarecrows. It can be skeleton scarecrows. As you can see in this one, it can be a pumpkin scarecrow. We had a dog scarecrow made out of hay. We had a Mother Nature scarecrow with everything natural. We've had a bride and groom scarecrow. We've had a tooth fairy scarecrow. Whatever your imagination can imagine and create. We've had a Frankenstein. We've had a witch. We've had churches, several churches. And their theme is religious. And we love all different kinds of scarecrows. There is no entry fee at all. You don't have to pay to do it. But they go up October the 1st. It has to be up by then. You can start putting them up now if you want to. But they remain up from October the 1st until November the 1st. Now, one thing we're doing different this year is we are going to have judges from out of town. 3 judges come and say, okay, this is the scariest. This is the best church one. This is the best business one. There's like 6 or 7 categories. But this year, we get to have a People's Choice, the top 3 People's Choice Awards. And it's a penny per vote. So you can donate, and the proceeds go to the South Carolina Festival of Stars, which is one of the largest firework displays and festivals in the state of South Carolina.
And I wish I lived in 96 again.
You don't have to live here to participate. We had people from Newberry, Lawrence, Greenwood, surrounding counties, Saluda. Did I say Saluda already? Cornacre. I said Lawrence. Newberry. I said that. But yeah, you can be from anywhere in South Carolina and participate. You can be anywhere in the United States and participate. But you come and build your own scarecrow. They can be store-bought scarecrows. Like one year there were 3 haystacks stacked on each other, and they just stuck the little store-bought ones in there. And then they put a sign. You have to have a laminated sign so we'll know whose entry it is in case you win something. So I'm really excited about that. The first year we had, I think, 84. We haven't hit 96 yet.
Oh, wow.
So help us hit 96.
I
Just
think
a
this year we
laminated
will.
sign. Yeah, a laminated sign saying who did it. Individuals can do it. If you say, well, I don't work anymore, I'm retired, or I'm a stay-home mom, you and the kids come decorate one. You don't have to be a business. You don't have to be a church. You don't have to be an organization. Just come and do a, hey, Matt. People waving at me going by. But yeah. Hey, Danny. He's watering the flowers for the town. Oh, there goes Carter trucking. I'm sorry. This is a busy little hub. In the last census, there was 2,037 residents in 96. That was in whenever it was the last 2020.
Let's see.
Before that, it was not.
You just did this, right?
What's that? Oh, yes, that was part of. There's 4 of those coming in north, south, east, and west into our town.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking for volunteers. So I have a friend who is also a fellow author. He has a book, and it's about South Carolina and red soil. When people move here, they don't know what to do with the dirt. So, and how to get plants to grow. He wrote a book about that. He is a master gardener. He's studying at Piedmont Tech, and before Christmas, he's going to graduate. He is also a horticulturist, and he is also one that does the topiary, helps do the topiaries, and he designed the gateway to Greenwood Topiary just a few years ago. His name is James Jimmy McInville, and if I had an applause button, I would push it.
Yay!
But that is him on the left. That is me on the right.
Oop,
and so
up.
we adopted that welcome sign because it had been in disarray, and so had the other 3. Cedarwood Learning Center adopted one. The Historical Society adopted one. And who adopted the last one? I don't remember. But businesses and citizens and people who want the town to look beautiful adopted one. And then we keep it up all year round.
That's nice.
So we put flags on ours because you know me, I'm a tourism crazy nut.
Yeah, there's the Historical Society.
Yes, Jennifer Donlin is the founder and president of that. And they are also a sponsor for my bus tours and for this show. So thank you, 96 Historical Society.
Yeah. And here's the library.
Yes, we have a library here. It is part of the Greenwood County Library System. Our librarian here is Shannon Rickert. She is awesome. She's a mother of 2. And she's just phenomenal. She keeps programs going for the kids, for the adults. And she's just phenomenal. We're glad to have her. She's been here 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I think she's been with the library system for 20 years, but she's been with 96 for 8.
Well,
And
here
we're glad
is
she's here. That is the Leroy Strawn House.
Mhm.
And he was the superintendent of the 96 mill. He was very close to J.C. Self, Mr. James Self, that built the mills during the Industrial Revolution here in 96. We are a textile town as well as historical town. And that is a beautiful home that I love to drive by. I don't even think it's occupied now. It may be. Now that's a big truck. You'll hear it. Sorry. But yeah, that's his house, and that's where he resided while he was the superintendent of the 96 cotton mill.
Yeah. Now this one, I believe, I don't know which church that is.
That is Temple Baptist Church. And when it was first established, way back um, when the Mill Village was established, and it started in the 1920s. I'm not sure when the little church was built. It was called Duke Street Church. And then they got so many members because almost everybody in the Mill Village was the ones who attended and supported the church. And they built a bigger church, and now they're on Saluda Street, which is Highway 246. And I just thought that was a neat shot. That was at
It
Easter
is.
time.
It is very.
And I take
Now-
most of all the pictures that I put up. So that's another thing that gives me an outlet. Oh, I'm a photographer too.
Yeah, she is. And we're going to pop that up real quick because I'm always advertising you.
That is awesome. That is my business card, which is probably 4 times bigger than a regular business card.
Yes.
But it's Hourglass Tours of the South Carolina Lakelands. Like us on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. And like I said, church tours, you can read it. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You can do it. Ghost tours. The destination tours are fun. And we can do mystery tours. I can get with somebody and they say, hey, I've got, and it's a 12-seater bus. And since I'm the tour guide, only 11 can be filled. So, and if we do a tour, but if we have a destination, then you can put 12 people on there and you don't need a tour guide. But, surprise somebody, whether it's an engagement or whether it's a birthday or an anniversary or just the spot they met in and he wants to re-propose to her. Or we did the 8-year-olds. They wanted to go to the Hodges Festival. So they ate birthday cake and pizza at the house, at their house. I picked them up, took them to Hodges, which is about 20 miles away. They spent time at the festival. The birthday girl and one of her friends got a free band. Everybody else had to pay for their band, which was fine. They knew that beforehand. They rode the rides and all that. And then they got on the bus and it was dark. So we had a glow stick party. Now that was a big hit for 8-year-olds. And of course, there were 2 adults on there with me on the bus. And there were 2 other ladies behind us that joined us. So they were well supervised and had a great time. And I saw one of the little girls the other day, can I go back on your bus? And I said, sure.
Now
so
this is the fountain.
That is the fountain. It was, if you look around it, you see the little red flowers. This month, they're going to decorate it with pink ribbons, and the water's going to be pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But if you look around it, you see the little wavy wall. If you're looking the bird's eye view, that is in the shape of our National Historic Site, Star Fort. That is in the shape of the Star Fort. It was made with Pennsylvania River rock. Everybody said, well, why didn't you get rocks from here? It wasn't conducive to the fountain. And it was built in memory of Holly Self Drummond. That was John Drummond. He was not the longest, not the longest serving, but one of the longest serving senators in South Carolina. He is now in heaven, and so is Miss Holly. And we used to laugh at him. I went to church at the same church they went to, and other guys would say, you're a self-made man. Because he married Holly Self. And the Selfs built the hospital in Greenwood County, and the Selfs built most of the mills here in Greenwood County.
They did. Now this, like I said, we were having trouble with some of the pictures. That's the historical site.
Oh, the 96 National Historic Site?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have, I think it's 22 acres. I know it's over 20 acres. A pond that can be classified now as a lake because it's so big. We have a big pond. We have a little pond. And on that is national land, federally regulated by the government. It is a National Historic Site. The Talbert family owned that land for many, many, many years and decades. And they sold it to the federal government at a very reasonable price. And when I was in middle school, because I'm 58, so that was over almost 50 years ago, 40 something, 45 years ago. And they are reconstructing over there and have been since then. But it is federally regulated. It's in a no-fly zone. So don't take your drones over there and think it's going to be okay. But it is exactly 2 miles from where I'm standing. That way.
Let's
on
see, what's this?
248.
Oh, this is the
Highway
cabin.
That is the Logan Log Cabin. That cabin is a 2-story cabin. Well, it was a cabin and then it was a 2-story cabin. And they found it inside a family home in Greenwood County. And they moved it here and reconstructed the logs. And on one side, it has a beehive oven. If you don't know what that is, it's a dome-shaped oven on the outside. And I have seen reenactors, which are now known as living historians, put a sheet of cookies in there and have to take them out in 3 minutes. That's how hot it gets.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to get my phone so I can see my face. There I go. Okay.
Let's
But
see.
now they call that the Swan Tavern, but you can go in and it's realistic. They have a fireplace in there and they have something every month from March to October every year. October the 19th this year is the annual Candlelight Tour. It's all history, no mystery, just all history. And the living historians come out and it's by candlelight and the little votives in the bag. What do you call them? Luminaries. And it's free. But donations are accepted to help keep the fort up.
Yeah, it's nice when we go down there and it's the what did you call them? That they reenact.
Luminaries, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Oh, the
very cool.
reenactors, yeah. And
Yeah,
they have a 1 mile walking asphalt trail. There's all kind of nature. If your kids are homeschooled, it's a great. I took a homeschool group there earlier in the spring, and they loved it. We had a picnic on the picnic tables, and then they walked the trail. They saw nature at its best. You know, there's bird watchers that come from all over the world, and when I say
Yes,
all over the world, I mean all over the world. They've got a spider walk coming up, or either they just had one. They have the stockade built up. And it was a British fort, and we lost that battle, but we won the war. If not, we would be saying, "Would you like a spot of tea?" And we would be under Prince Charles now and Camilla.
Now we got this coming up, and I know you're a part of this.
Oh, yes. I've teamed up. Hourglass Tours has teamed up with Regal Hall. Regal Hall is a mansion that was built in Ware Shoals, and that is where their superintendent used to live. It has been closed for decades, and Becky Sane has contacted me, and we've met several times. As a matter of fact, I'm talking with her either Monday or Tuesday. We have the Mystic Masquerade Ball. And what Hourglass Tours is going to do is we're taking our loud truck. We're taking a traveling troupe of actors and actresses to portray ghost stories. And our ghosts are going to walk around with the hors d'oeuvre trays. And they're going to have champagne and s'mores and hors d'oeuvres. It's going to be very classy. And you wear whatever you want to wear. It's semi-formal. You can wear a costume or a semi-formal attire. And you bring your own mask and wear your mask. And it's a masquerade ball. It's a Mystic Masquerade Ball. Tickets, I think, are going to be like $50. Or you can get two for a special discount, but she's working on that, and that's what we're meeting next week for. And she's going to try to partner up with a nonprofit, to try to raise some money for a nonprofit that's locally up there. Ware Shoals is in Greenwood County.
Yes.
But yeah, so Hourglass Tours, I'm helping decorate. We've got beautiful, beautiful decorations. And she wants it classy, a little spooky, yet classy. So that's what we're going to do. And that's October the 19th.
Yeah. If I don't have anything else going on, I'll try to
It's
get
going to
that.
be fun. I think Lee's going to be there if she's available.
Yeah. That'd be great. She does her own little thing for stuff like that too.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us something else about 96 that you would do on your tours.
We have the Kynard House that I have spoken to their new owners, and I knew 2 or 3 previous owners when the Breezebows lived there. They have 2 spirits in that house that they've told me about. So that's part of the mystery in 96. Hold on, here comes what I call a motorcycle, what my friend Jean calls a motorcycle.
That's because we live in the South.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And, but the Kynard House is a shrimp-colored house, and it's beautiful architecture. I've been in the house many times. It has a beautiful cedar closet. It is on the Register of National Historic Places. However, it's not on tour. We can go through the semicircle driveway and tell about it, but the new owner has shared with me that there's a little girl spirit in there as well. So that's a little bit of mystery. And since this isn't a ghost show, I'm not going to go any further, but that is some of the mystery. So you can ask them about that. But yeah, and he's a new business owner here. They moved here from another state, but and he's going to have a consignment shop in the old, if anybody's from 96, the old Family Dollar and Piggly Wiggly building that's right beside the Chinese restaurant.
Which that's not open yet, right?
Nope, not open yet. But we did just have a new store to open, or a new event venue to open. It's Courtyard on Cambridge, and it can seat anywhere from 10 up. I don't know what their capacity is. I think 180, but it's a nice place. And they renovated one of the old buildings, and they saved one of the old buildings. So yay.
Yay. All right, let's see. What do we have left here?
Well, I can show you. I wish I could turn my camera around to show you, because it's not giving me that option. Let's see if I can find it. Nope, it's not giving me that option.
Well, let's see. Here's one. And we lost Margie, but she will be right back when she figures that out. That's the Cheeseburger House. I think everybody in 96 knows about that. I think everybody in 96 has probably went and eaten there. If you guys don't know, Margie has tours. We were going over that, and there's her bus. And let's see if we can get her back. There she is.
I am back. I just don't know how to flip my camera around because it's not giving me that option.
Well, I had pulled up the Cheeseburger House sign, and you went away. So,
well, the Cheeseburger House is the longest existing business. It was opened in 1972. So it's what, 56 years old? I don't know. You have to do that math.
That's what I was saying. I think everybody in 96 has went down there to eat before.
Yeah, now, Johnny, you will leave drooling, but you'll leave full.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, Johnny Vickers sold it, and Jerry Lowe is the new owner. And as a matter of fact, I can announce this now, you know, at the end of every show, which we're not at the end of the show yet, but it is, it won the Sweet Tea Award, History, Mystery, and Sweet Tea. It was narrowed down between Migs of 96, Las Cascadas, and Cheeseburger House, I think. And they won the Sweet Tea Award. If I turn it around, can you tell me if you can see this? What do you see?
I see the sign.
Can you see it clearly?
I'm actually looking on my TV, and it's bigger. You can see it pretty clearly now, right now.
Well, this is, do it this way.
There you go.
This is a time capsule. And it was established in 9/6 of 1996. And that's 2 days from now. But in 9/6 of 2096, they're going to open it. There's videos, there's pictures, there's newspapers, all kind of family information that wanted to share. And so a lot of people don't know it's there. And right behind it is the Vosdale Williams Park for famous baseball players. Bill Vosdale, he pitched in the 1948 World Series, and he was from 96. He had to get special permission from the Major League Baseball Association or League to wear number 96 on his jersey, because the numbers didn't go up that high, and that was his hometown name. Robert Roselle Williams, it was during segregation. He was part of the National Negro League baseball teams. He was very good. Went into the Army, got drafted, went into the Army, became injured, came back, studied, got his teaching degree, taught school and coached basketball until he retired. And when I was the tourism director in 96, from 2010, 11, and 12, for those 3 years, he would come in and visit. He would dress monochromatically: his hat, his shirt, his tie, his coat, his pants, his shoes, his socks. Now, maybe his drawers too were red, but I don't know. But anyway, he would either wear red, green, blue, whatever color of the day, that he felt like wearing, and was the nicest and friendliest and most awesome person. And he has passed away since then. But we have baseballs in 96 in the visitor center signed by both these men.
I have
And
seen those.
yeah, I'm going to turn around here and show you something else. This is a little kind of non-traditional show, but that's okay. Can you see the depot?
Yes, I love that place.
Okay, that is a train depot. And in 1852, there was one built. And then when it got to be so busy of a railroad hub in Greenwood, the Greenwood County, we had 5 different railways coming through. They had to have a bigger and better depot. So in 1915, this one was built. And come November, if everyone votes yes to the penny sales tax to renew it, because it started in 2016, the depot is on the list to get some renovations for the county.
That would be good.
And it is on the National Registry of Historic Places. Do you have some more pictures for me?
I actually have not been able to get everything to unload. We had a little snafu with our pictures today. We do have of the Christmas, which I think anybody that's ever been through.
Oh
96.
yes, put that up. We are now a light destination in the Palmetto State, and I am so proud. My sister Karen Roller helped lead that up and establish that. It started with Angel Row. We have a 1.5 mile walking trail from one end of the town limits to the other that runs behind the depot and the visitor center, all the way down to the J.C. Boozer Athletic Complex. That is where the railroad used to be. It's called Rails to Trails. Dr. John Eichelberger had a lot to do with that, so we thank him for that. But and then it's lined with crepe myrtles behind the visitor center. But we did Angel Row. Anybody who has passed and you want to do a memorial for them, you can put a lighted figurine. We've had angels, we've had tow maters, the little truck cartoon. It's been lit up. We've had teddy bears, we've had frogs, we've had trucks, we've had Christmas trees. So anybody that's passed, they don't have to be from 96. Anybody who's passed, if you want to remember them that way, you can. So, yeah, that's another part. And we're a light destination now. We have a full nativity scene in our town park. We have a new train that lights up for the depot. We have snowmen figurines or polar bears that you can stick your face in And, the photo ops. And we also have elves at the fire department that do the same thing. So and we also, with Hourglass Tours, we do Christmas decoration tours, Christmas light tours. And we go to Connie Maxwell in Greenwood. We go to Uptown Greenwood, and we come through 96. So that's another thing that we do in 96.
Yep, there's some of your folks on the tour.
Oh, that's one of the buses. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is the one we just did in 96. We did a history and mystery tour this past weekend, and that was from there. Yeah.
I thought that
There's
was the last one.
And there were people from 4 or 5 different towns and 2 different states in there.
Oh, wow. That I did not know.
And I love it when they get off the bus, and some of them were from 96, and they're going, I've lived here half my life, and I didn't know any of this. And I'm like, yeah, I love it, because our tours are educational, and even the spooky tours are just spooky. They're not blood, gut, and gore horror. I don't do that.
No, they're not. There is, let's see, what was I going to show you? I don't remember what this one was.
That is the Heritage Corridor.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see where it runs along the left side of the Palmetto Estate. And all those places are historic sites. Some other places, there's one in the bank building in Abbeville is on there. Emerald Farm is on there. 96 historic site is on there. Anytime you see a sign that is designed like this, and they're all over the state. We have 42 counties. I don't even know how many municipalities we have, but 42 counties have that. And yeah. And as you can see, the top right of that is Star Fort. And then below it is an artist rendition of the Battle of Star Fort. I can't see what the bottom one is, but I will tell you a little tidbit of information. We had Light Horse Harry Lee, who was very prominent in the Revolutionary War here in 96. And Light Horse Harry Lee is the father of Robert E. Lee. What?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me, right? Girl, when you're in 96, you are walking on historical land. I'm really telling you. And then there's some graves that a lot of people don't know where they are that have been found, especially when we built the new school 10 or 12, 15 years ago, whenever that was.
Wow.
And it's on Highway 248, very close to Star Fort, but on the other side of the road. Mm-hmm. There are Indian mounds in South Carolina, in 96. Mm-hmm. There's the Mill Village, because when the Industrial Revolution became, and we were a cotton mill town, they started out as wooden houses, and now they're all bricked up. They started out with about 403, and there's 401 now. One was moved down to Eddy Road, and another one burned. So they have about 401, I think. And they had their own governing body. They had their own rules, and they would get little tokens. You've heard that song, I owe my soul to the company store. Mm-hmm. We had a company store here. We had a gas station. We had a school that was later converted into a cafe, and now it is a hair salon, the Magic Mirror.
Oh, it is. That's right.
Yeah. And Cambridge United Methodist Church is there. They used to have a community center. Of course, the general store became the community center after the community center burned. And we had a water tower, a stovepipe, but both of those have been imploded and removed several years ago. The mill burned, I think, in 2008. But yeah, we still have Mill Village, and most of them are rented out, or a lot of them are rented out. A lot of them are still owned by the homeowners from decade to decade. I had 3 decades of relatives that worked in the 96 cotton mill. Both my grandmothers, both my grandfathers, my mother and father, and my brother.
I thought your dad did, yeah.
And almost all my aunts and uncles. Lord, and there's too many of them to name. But
you got a big family.
But I could name them. Yeah. But yeah, and the Chrisleys and the Turners. But yeah, we lived a good life on the Mill Village. I was raised from the 5th grade up. I was raised until I got married on the Mill Village. Nothing like it. And somebody was like, oh, those are Mill Hill rats. Nah, the rats had it better than the
I know some of those houses are
swans.
very nice. Yes.
Oh, and you know, I've never known of a tornado to tear one down.
Now I did
Now
not.
we have had 2 tornadoes. There was an EF4 in 1944, and we have the Gloria Theater here, and there was a young girl that got killed in one of the tornadoes. And then the oil mill, the peanut oil mill down there beside the Mexican restaurant on Highway 34, it got hit. Two ladies got killed. But can you see behind me?
I can.
This is the row, and that says R.S. Nichols, 1901. And these are not the original facades. There are on some of them, but a lot of them, they've got other facades.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Burnett House down here. Now, Price's Garage, where it says Price's Pick Me Up right there.
Yeah.
That has been here as long as the Cheeseburger House, but there were 2 brothers that owned it, and then only one brother owned it. And now it's closed. They moved out to the country, but they still do the Price's Pick Me Up. Now, beside it is this huge greenhouse. Can you see as I'm walking?
A little bit. Yeah.
I want to make sure you can see. See the big greenhouse?
Yes. You can see it through the trees a little bit.
That's the Burnett House. It has a lot of historical significance.
Mm-hmm.
The cement fence in front is original to the house. It has been a family home. It has been a hotel. It has been an antique shop. It has been a catering business. And it has a commercial kitchen in it. It is up for sale. If there's any investors out there, you cannot live in it. There would have to be so many changes to live in it because it's zone commercial. But it has a huge, huge, huge commercial kitchen in it. It's a beautiful home.
Now let's see what. Trying to figure out what that is. Oh, that's just your little advertisement.
You see my History, Mystery, and Sweet Tea logo. I do want to point out that my second cousin, Jason O'Neill Turner, owns Hometown Inc. And he designed that for me and made the t-shirts for me.
And mine's in the mail, right?
Yeah. Oh, no. I'll just get you one. I just got to order some more anyway. And this is the gazebo. Can you see the gazebo here that I was standing in?
Yes.
When this first went up in the early 80s, my grandma Turner called me and she said, "Why are they building a chicken coop in town?" She and my granddaddy raised chickens and hogs. He was Native American and from Del Rio, Tennessee. So
that's
and
cute.
then yeah. And we have so many things. I can't even touch it. And we have several ghost stories that people have shared with me that will be in my next book.
Yes.
96 Ware Shoals, Newberry, McCormick, and Edgefield. Those 5 towns will be in my next book. But I'm also working on a book entitled Amen Times 10, Being Raised by a Southern Christian Mother.
That's
And I
coming out
love
soon,
my
isn't it?
mom. Yeah, you'll laugh and you'll cry. But yeah, I had a wonderful childhood. Best dad, best mom. And yeah, so we have a clock on the square up here that's absolutely gorgeous.
That was
you
on
saw
the
at
video.
beginning of the video. Yeah, former council member. He's on the planning and zoning now for Greenwood County. And he's in his 80s. And his name is Steve Turner. He's a former council member here in the town of 96. And he helped with the grant to get that. And we have 2 little stations. You can if you have an electric car, you can come to 96 and charge it up.
That you do, yes.
Yeah. And our visitor center was once our very one-room library. Then it was an EMS station.
Yes, it
and
was.
now it's a visitor center. And the bricks that were used to build the visitor center is from one of the mills that was torn down in Greenwood, in the city of Greenwood.
Now I downloaded this and I have not seen it.
Okay, our newest, as of today, our newest sponsor is the Pick and Save convenience store. And the owner is Ethelene Williams and her daughter Renee Williams. And this is Chesney. They're Ethelene's granddaughter
Mhm.
and Renee's daughter. And she unexpectedly passed away recently. And hugs from Chesney, Forever 28. And Pick and Save wanted to remember, honor, and memorialize her. So her picture will be on the back of our bus. So everybody who's ever behind us is going to see Chesney's picture. She would hug everybody she knew. She was the sweetest person. And she was born with a blood disorder. And she finally, it finally took her life. So
Like I said, I didn't
We-
get to see that
yeah.
beforehand. I wasn't sure. Now,
That's
tell
okay.
everybody how they can get in touch with you if they want a tour or any kind of tour, not
if
just
they
the
if
town.
they need a speaker somewhere,
Yep.
it doesn't have to be about ghosts. I have a children's book as well that I go around to
Yes.
daycares and read to, and primary and elementary schools. It's called Can I May I Please? It's a little Christian book, and that book even has a page in it that whomever gifts it to the child, you can write them a little note. It says to whomever, from whoever, and then you can write a little thing, and at the bottom it says, children, obey your parents, for it pleases the Lord. And then there's 3 empty pages, because when I talk about my children's book, I tell them and teach them what an author is and what an illustrator is. And they have 3 pages to draw or write your own book. And that's called Can I May I Please? And the
And
other
I'm
2
trying to find the picture, and I apologize, you guys.
No, it's fine. They can look on this on Amazon.
Yep.
And then the Belmont Inn sells my other books, The Apparitions of Abbeville and The Ghost Stories of Uptown Greenwood. They're the first 2 in a series of 8. And it's the history and mystery of the South Carolina Lakelands.
Yep.
They do have educational components. I can speak. It's more of the middle school and high school level.
Right. There's the one, The Apparitions of Abbeville, and then Ghost Stories of Uptown Greenwood. That's the one we have right there.
Yeah, Greenwood is just a small 68-page book that was supposed to be just a self-guided brochure, but so many people were telling us different things and experiences that happened. And they even have some of theirs on video. So if you can go to WSPA and key in Haunted Greenwood, and you'll see where a purse just uplifts and falls to the floor when it used to be a ladies' shop. It's a restaurant now. But just that little tidbit of information for you. Channel 4, they come to me every year, and we do a haunted town. We've done that for 3 years, 3 or 4 years. And Gabrielle Komorowski comes, and she's phenomenal. And, they like little spooky stuff. And Edgefield, Rebecca Cotton in Edgefield is going to be in my book.
Yes.
And also on my Greenwood Ghost Walk. Did you get that video to work?
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, they can go, where you can find me. That was your question. Hourglass Tours, LLC on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So just go to that page and like it and follow it. And you'll know what's going on, because I just posted today, I think 13 events we got coming up between now and December. Hold on, we got a fire truck coming and 4 motorcycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motorcycles.
It's such a pretty
I tell
day.
you, it's like Christmas around here today. I came by yesterday and I was like, oh, good, there's no traffic this time of the day.
Everybody
now I
saw
think-
you out.
Everybody and their grandmas come, hey, blowing horns and waving. But that's okay. That's okay. And we've got so much more we didn't cover. We've
Right.
got the St. Paul Church, and Sally Lipscomb was a young girl, a tiny girl. I think she was 7 or 8 years old, maybe. She had saved up $54, and on her dying deathbed, she asked her mama, would you please build a church with my money? And the Methodists in 96 came together, and they built a church, and the $54 was the seed money.
That's awesome.
And now it's on Lipscomb Street. And then we have another one, the 96 Presbyterian, which is one of the oldest in the state. We have
Yes.
George McDuffie Miller buried in their graveyard in the back. One thing I learned, that if it's affiliated with a church, it's a graveyard. If it's out in the open, it's a cemetery. I don't think I have that backwards. It's a graveyard in the church. It's a cemetery outside of church.
I think that's right. Yeah.
I think that's right. I'm pretty sure it is. But George McDuffie Miller had a 400-acre plantation. John C. Calhoun has ties here. All this from Abbeville all the way down to the Newberry line used to be Abbeville County in the old 96 district.
Right.
And until we became part of Greenwood County, 96 was slated to be the county seat, but then Greenwood got it instead of us.
Now,
So,
where are we going next week for your show?
Edgefield.
Edgefield.
Edgefield. We're going to bloody Edgefield, South Carolina. But and I'll tell you another little mystery, little cube of mystery here.
Yes.
In 96, there is a horse that is buried under one of the buildings over here. And there's also the very first jail in 96 that's over there. And we got all kind of little tidbits we didn't even talk about. We didn't talk about the Fouché Mansion yet. And that's where the 96 Pecan Company is. Yes, you can say pecan if you want to, but it's pecan here in South Carolina. Now I say butter pecan ice cream because that's what my mama always said, but it's pecans. So when I say pecans, it's pecans. And they are one of the largest distributors in the state of South Carolina.
I just had a few of those the other day from there. I did.
I mean, they can cover them with dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate, hot stuff, cool stuff, tasty stuff, spicy stuff. If you need to get somebody a gift that has everything, call the 96 Pecan Company. And they are the owners, John and Charlotte, live in the Fouché Mansion. We have the Fouché Mansion. We have the Drummond home. We have on Dead Man's Curve down there, a huge mansion down there, South Bend, that's about 4 miles from the second red light. There's ghost stories in a lot of these meal houses that people have shared with me. It's just so much. I'm just so excited. And see, it's already been an hour, so
Yes.
you know, and I
we were
can't believe it.
Yeah,
and we just got started.
You
You know, the old school, there's some graves, there's Kate Fowler, there's so much history here, and even more history.
Yeah, there is actually.
So get your scarecrows ready. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live in California. Ship it to us. I'll put it together for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we're going to have people's choice and judges' choice, and you can do them any way you want to, but you cannot promote tobacco or alcohol.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, now that I know,
or anything that's not tasteful.
there you go. Now that I know I don't have to live there, and I did used to live there, but I don't anymore. I may be putting one up myself. I didn't know.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
But I think that definitely we'll have some pictures of those coming up.
Well, great job. Thank you for jumping on here with me. And we will see the whole world. I hope the whole world's watching. We will see you guys next Wednesday night at 5:30 in bloody Edgefield and historic Edgefield, the home of 10 governors. Wow. 10 governors have come out of Edgefield. And the old Edgefield Grill has a ghost story we're going to tell you about.
That'd be cool.
So,
that'd be cool.
Thank you, Gwen, so much.
You're welcome.
And I wish everybody a wonderful night, the rest of a good week. Please remember our dear friend Letriana and her family.
Yes, please.
In your prayers. And she's lost a part of her soul, not just her heart. Her mother was precious. She was 80. And she loved everybody, and everybody loved her. Yes. We miss you, Mama Judy.
We really do.
We
Good night,
do.
guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.